Hi, my little yogis. I hope y'all are doing so awesome. This is a really great 45-minute beginner class, and we're going to work on triangles, standing splits, and we're going to do some nice back bends to work towards dancer pose, which will be our final pose, our peak pose of the practice. So just remember in back bends to always keep your core really engaged. And I cue for blocks a lot in this class, but if you don't have blocks, just grab a couple books that you can rest your hands on in standing splits just to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. And if your hands don't touch the ground, it's not a huge issue, but I'd prefer them to be touching something. So if you can grab some blocks or grab some books just so you're able to have your bearings. All right, guys, have fun. Start heading to your mat, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Let's get this started. So we're going to start standing, as usual, the top of your mat. Okay. So bringing your feet together. Now spread your toes out really wide, picking them off of your mat, and then put them down, pressing into all four corners of your feet, so really rooting down into the ground. And then pull that energy up through the ground, through tucking your tailbone, pulling your lower belly in, and then draping your shoulder blades down your back, taking your palms to face the front of the room. There you go, and you can close your eyes in this moment. Just starting to deepen your breath. Let's use this opportunity to set an intention for your work today. So maybe you want to dedicate this time to something or someone in your life, or make it just personal and meaningful to you. So creating this physical meditation throughout this practice, through our poses. And I just want you guys to remember how this mountain pose feels, because mountain pose is in every single pose that we do in our yoga practice. So always taking your shoulders away from your ears, keeping your tailbone tucked under, your core is always engaged, pulling your bottom ribs together, cinching your waist, and then internally rotating your inner thighs towards the back of your space to kind of just make some room for your tailbone to root down. Very good. Let's take the next few breaths just to seal our intention. So empty out all of your breath here. And then start to inhale through your nose, fill your whole body up with air, and then exhale through your mouth. Very good. Deep breath through your nose, feeling your rib cage expand, your belly expand, and then exhale through your mouth. Very good. One more deep breath in through your nose. When you get to the top of your breath, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, feel really full. 2, suck in a little bit more air. 1, exhale through your mouth, let it all go. And then when you get to the bottom of your breath, hold your breath out for 5, for 4, be comfortable with the emptiness. 3, 2, 1, deep breath through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Very good, and slowly start to open your eyes. Coming into this space, maybe wiggling around your fingers a little bit. Cool, so let's get started with some sun salutations. So on an inhale, take your arms out and up, reaching to the sides of the room, then reach up to the ceiling, palms touch above your head, look up, and then exhale to swan dive, lead with your heart all the way down, keeping a flat back. Remember your mountain pose all the way down, okay? Now on an inhale, come up halfway to your flat back. So hands can either be on your shins or on the floor. Make sure your shoulders are coming away from your ears. Your lower belly is pulled in here. Shoulder blades coming together on your back. Soft bend in your knees. Good. And then on an exhale, fold down low, forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows here. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Put more weight into the balls of your feet here. Maybe sway from side to side. Whatever feels good to you. A couple more breaths here. Debating whether to change the music. Good, and slowly just release your hands down to the mat. On an inhale, come up halfway to that halfway lift. Very nice. Exhale to fold 2 more times. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Stop bending your knees. Exhale, 2 folds. Inhale, come up halfway, flat spine, shoulders coming away from your ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take your arms out and up, stand up, reach up tall, reverse swan dive, all the way up, palms touch. Exhale your hands to your heart. So that's the first part of our sun salutation, and we're gonna add on to that. So on an inhale, take your arms out and up, palms reach up tall, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive, leading with your heart, flat back all the way down, very nice. Inhale to come up to your halfway lift, flat spine. Now exhale, plant your hands and step back to a plank pose, top of a push-up here. Very nice. We're gonna be here for a few breaths. Micro bend in your elbows. You can always take your knees down if you need to. Very nice. And then pull your muscle to bone in your legs. Tighten up your muscles for 3, for 2, belly is really strong. 1. Then inhale to shift over your toes, just shifting forward towards the front of the room. And then exhale, take your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes, and then slowly lower down, elbows squeezing into your rib cage. No belly flop, so don't let your belly hit before your chest. Beautiful, you guys. Now keep your hands where they are. On an inhale, just lift your chest up using your back strength. Remember your mountain pose. In this cobra pose is what this pose is called. Internally rotating your inner thighs towards the sky. Very good. That helps to press the tops of your feet into the mat. Can you lift up a little bit higher using your back strength here for 3? Now energetically pull your hands towards the back of the room to open up your heart for 2. Very good. 1. And then come into a tabletop position. So wrists right under your shoulders, knees right under your hips. We're going to set up our downward facing dog. Take your pinky fingers to touch the edges of your mat. Spread your fingers out really wide. Put pressure into all 4 corners of your hands, okay? And then biceps go forward, triceps go back. So this internal rotation in your arms, very nice. And now tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. Beautiful. Relax your head down low. No tension in your neck. Very good. And send your hips up as high as you can here, pulling your lower belly in. Now everybody take a nice little bend into your knees and see if you can send your heart closer to your thighs, towards the back of the room, okay? So I want you to feel this tractioning in your spine in your downward facing dog. So if you need to have a little bend into your knees, please keep that bend. So see if you can send your heart closer toward your thighs. Heart toward your thighs. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now straighten out your legs a little bit. Very good. Inhale, lift your heels away from the earth. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to the front of your yoga mat. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Come up halfway, shoulder blades together on your back. Exhale, 2 folds. Then inhale, stand up, reach all the way up to the sky, palms touch above your head. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Very good. Take your big toes to touch your heels an inch apart and sit your hips down low. Yes. And now on an inhale, sweep your arms out and up, coming into chair pose. Reach your arms up to the sky. Yes, but keep your weight low. Put more weight into your heels. So beautiful. Relax your face. Relax your dog. Keep that deep, relaxed breath. So finding calm in the storm, if you will. All right, pull your lower belly in for 3. Breathing is really deep for 2. 1. On an inhale, stand up, reach up, and get a little back bend because it feels good. And then exhale, swan dive. Bring it back down to the earth. Very beautiful, you guys. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank position, top of a push-up. Very good. Inhale to shift over your toes, and then exhale your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes, and then slowly lower all the way down. Very good. Keep your hands where they are. On an inhale, lift your chest up for cobra pose. Exhale, come down. 2 more cobras. Inhale, lift. Shoulder blades together on your back, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, down. Very good. 1 more time. Inhale to lift your chest. Good. Exhale, take your hips up and back, down dog. So you can either come through a tabletop, a knee plank, or a plank pose. However you want to get there, it doesn't really matter. Very good. So biceps forward, triceps back. Try to get your shoulders away from your ears. So beautiful. Spreading your fingers out really wide here. Send your heels towards the earth. So relax your heels down and get that nice stretch. in the back of your calf, okay? On an inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, 2 fold. Now bring your big toes to touch. Your heels an inch apart, bend your knees deeply. Try to make a 90-degree angle with your legs, and then on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Utkatasana chair pose. Here we are again. Relax your shoulders down. Beautiful. Now grab opposite elbows. Pull your arms by your ears, and then reach up, look up for 3. So reach up to the sky. For 2. 1, stand up, reach up, get a nice back bend. And then exhale, swan dive. Bring it back down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, 2 fold. And then take your right foot back to the back of your mat. So grab your blanket if you have knee issues to place under your right knee. Take your right knee down to the mat. Untuck your right toes. And then on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. This is low lunge. But nice, so try to be on the top of your right knee, not directly on your kneecap. So take your right knee back a little bit as far as you can. Okay, and then sink into your hips. Feel this nice little stretch here. Beautiful. Inhale here, and then exhale. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and reach behind you with your left hand, just getting a nice little twist. Yeah, so just opening up your heart towards the left side of the room, and where you look is where you go. So try to look towards the back of the room. Pull your belly button towards your spine for 3. Open up a little bit more for 2. 1, inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to frame your left foot. Take your left foot to meet your right foot into a plank position, top of a push-up. Here we go, yes. And then inhale to shift over your toes. Exhale, knees to the mat. Untuck your toes and slowly lower using muscle, elbows squeezing in tight. Yes, there we go. Tops of your feet into the mat. All the way down, yes. All right, now interlace your fingers right at your lower back. Press your palms together, and then on an inhale, start to lift your chest away from the earth. Yes, there we go. And then juice up your knuckles. Try to straighten out your arms and open up your heart. Keep your neck long for 3. Internal rotation of your inner thighs towards the sky. For 2, a little bit higher for 1, and slowly come all the way down. Take your right ear to the mat, release your arms by your sides. Deep breath, sweet release here. Empty out all of your breath, and then start to inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Very good, and let's all meet in our downward facing dog pose. You guys look awesome. Relax your heels down, sending your heart towards the back of the room. Pull your lower belly in. I want you guys to feel engagement right under your shoulder blades in your down dogs. So taking your biceps forward, triceps back, kind of facilitates that action. All right, inhale your right leg up and back behind you, coming into a tripod down dog. So keeping your hips level and square to the ground. Kick through your heel for 3. Can you lift up a little bit higher for 2? 1, plant your right foot in between your hands. Okay. Again, grab your blanket if you need it for your knee. Take your left knee to the mat. Untuck your toes, and on an inhale, arms up to the sky. Low lunge. Yes, there we go. Inhale here, and then exhale, bend your elbows and open up your chest. So open up your heart towards the sky and see if you can look up for 3. There you go for 2. Keep your belly engaged. 1, inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, take your hands to frame your right foot. Now just shift your hips back, straighten out your right leg, coming into half splits. Grab your blocks if you need them. So just straighten out your right leg. There we go. All right, so your right foot is super flexed here. On an inhale, lengthen everything out. So lengthen out your spine, and then exhale to fold. Relax your head down low. No tension in your neck here. And take your right hip back a little bit. If you're not really feeling a stretch, walk your heel more towards the front of the mat, and then pull back on your right hip crease. Very good, you guys. Now point your toes. Try to get your toes to touch the mat. So this stretches out the top of your foot and your shin a little bit. So point your toes. Yes, there we go. All right, a couple more breaths. Very good. And slowly rebend into your right knee. Now you're going to take your right foot to meet your left foot, coming into a plank position. So moving your blanket out of the way if you need to. So we're in our plank pose. Then inhale to shift over your toes. Then exhale your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes. And slowly lower tops of your feet into the mat the entire way. No belly flops, y'all. All right. Keep your hands where they are on an inhale. Lift your chest away from the earth for your cobra pose using your back strength. And then exhale to down dog pose. Beautiful work, you guys. So good. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Relax your head and neck down. Deep breaths here. Very good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to the front of your yoga mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Now grab one of your blocks, put it right in front of your feet. Yeah, or maybe 2 blocks if you're really tight hamstrings, and stack them on top of each other. Okay, take your right hand right under your eye gaze, deep bend into your right knee, and reach up to the sky with your left hand. So deep bend in your right knee. Try to straighten out your left leg and reach up to the sky with your left hand. Very good, you guys. Opening up your heart towards the left side of the room for 3. Feeling a nice IT band stretch for 2, 1. And slowly switch sides. Take your left hand down. Reach up to the sky with your right hand. Deep bend in your left knee. Yes, there we go. So good. Powerful fingertips. So spread your fingers out wide. Keep integrity in your hands. Yes, so straight up as much as you can for 3. You got it for 2, 1. Take your right hand down to the mat. Take your blocks just to the sides of your mat, but still keep them at the front of your mat, okay? Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank position, top of a push-up. Very good. Inhale to shift over your toes. And then exhale your knees down, untuck your toes, and slowly lower tops of your feet into the mat. Yes, there we go. So strong, you guys. Now keep your hands where they are on an inhale. Lift your chest for cobra. And then exhale back to your downward facing dog. So that whole transition from plank pose all the way to your belly to cobra to down dog is called a vinyasa. So if you ever hear some instructor cue a vinyasa, that's what that is. All right, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, deep bend in your knees, look forward, step to the front, don't make sound, front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Now take your left foot way back to the back of your mat. Yes, now see if you can take it back even further. And now take your left knee down, untuck your toes, and on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. If you need your blanket, you can use it here. Very good. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, energetically trying to wrinkle up your mat underneath you. So pulling your right foot towards your left knee. All right, inhale here, and then exhale. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and reach behind you with your right hand. So good. So where you look is where you go. So try to look towards the back of the room and breathe deep. Open up your heart here. So good for 3. Pull your belly in. Twist through your core here for 2, 1. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to frame your right foot. Again, take your right foot to meet your left in a plank position. I'll take it away. There you go. Inhale, shift over your toes. Exhale your knee to the mat and run through your vinyasa. So lowering down slow, inhaling to your cobra pose, using your breath cycle, and exhaling to down dog. So vinyasas are just used to kind of move energy around through poses, creating heat in your body, but just moving around the energy. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. So kicking through your heel, again, muscle to bone, Your left hip is even with your right hip. Try to keep your leg as straight and strong as you can. Yes, like a plank of wood for 3. You got it for 2. 1. Take your left foot in between your hands. Take your right knee to the mat. Untuck your right toes. Use your blanket if you need it. On an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Low lunge. I told you there was going to be a lot of me down today. All right, inhale to lengthen up tall. And then exhale, bend your elbows and open up your chest. Try to get your elbows back together behind you for 3. Open up your heart for 2. Sit a little bit lower into your hips for 1. Inhale, reach up tall to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to frame your left foot. Now straighten out your left leg, shifting your hips back over your right knee, coming into half split. So grab your blocks to the side if you need them. With every inhale, lengthen everything out. So lengthen out your spine, trying to get your shoulders to come away from your ears here. Take your left hip back a little bit. Couple more breaths. Now point your toes. Try to get your toes to touch your mat. So getting a nice stretch in the top of your foot. Maybe your shin a little bit. Yes, a couple more breaths. Very good. Slowly start to rebend into your left knee, taking your hands to frame your left foot. And then take your left foot to meet your right plank pose. Top of a push-up. I know things are crazy. Everything's getting in the way. That's okay. We can manage. Inhale, shift over your toes. Exhale your knees to the mat, and then run through your vinyasa using your own breath here, and we're all going to meet in downward facing dog pose. Beautiful, everybody, looks great. So just following your breath is the metronome of your practice to keep rhythm. Very good. Inhale, lift your heels away from the earth. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and step silently to the front of your mat. Or you can jump, just don't make sound, use your core. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, 2 folds. Inhale, stand up, reach all the way up to the sky, palms touch above your head. Exhale your hands to your heart. So just take a couple deep breaths here, coming back to your intention. Remembering what brought you to your mat, what are you trying to cultivate in your life or let go of. Creating purpose for our movements to create this work of art to send out to something. All right, inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Really strong arms. And then exhale, bring it down to the earth. Swan dive all the way down, keeping that flat back, slow and controlled, long breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Now exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank position. Top of your push-up. We're here for 4 breaths. You can always take your knees down if you need to. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. You got it. Breathing for 4. Take your knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Just take a quick child's pose. Take your hips to meet your heels. Arms outstretched in front of you. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Very good, and let's all meet in down dog pose whenever you're ready. So first I want you guys to make sure you have 2 blocks right in the front of your mat, because we're going to be doing some standing splits in a moment. So I just want your blocks to be accessible at the front of your mat. Very good. All right, inhale your right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, plant your right foot in between your hands. We're going to set up for high lunge. So make sure your foot makes it in between your hands. Now squeeze your inner thighs together. And on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. This is high lunge. There we go. Tuck your tailbone under. Power up your back leg and sit low into your right leg. Inhale here. And then exhale. Take your right arm forward, left arm back. Back heel turns down. Very good. Coming into warrior 2. So first, take your arms by your sides. Let's set up our legs, okay? So your front heel is in line with your back arch. Your back toes are in 5 to 10 degrees. And then tuck your tailbone under, pull your lower belly in. Send your right knee towards your right pinky toe. So feel this opening through your hips. So y'all feel this stretch in your hips, all right? And now take your arms out. This is warrior 2. Very good. Deep breaths here. You guys look so good. All right, we're gonna try out triangle pose. So start to straighten out your right leg. On an inhale, shift towards the front of the room. And then exhale, tuck your hands perpendicular to the floor. Taking the back of your right hand to the inside of your right calf. Keep your side body really long. So press the back of your hand into your calf here. So the back, yes, there we go. And then come up a little bit to keep your side body long. Okay, so don't crunch in on your right side body. Keep it all long and lengthened. Very good, you guys. Soft bend in your right knee. See if you can look up. Get a nice little twist in this pose. So opening up your heart towards the sky for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back into your warrior 2. A couple more breaths here. Sitting low into your right leg. So good, you guys. Keep your weight even in both feet. Keep your shoulders over your hips. There you go. One more deep breath here. On your exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot, okay? Now put all of your weight into your right foot. Come onto the ball of your left foot. We're gonna come into standing splits. So you can take your hands to your blocks about a foot in front of your right foot, okay? And lift your left leg up to the sky. Yes, there we go. Keep your hips level and square to the ground. Kick through your heel. So even if you come into a different level, your blocks can go on different levels here. Very nice. For 3, you got to use your strength. Keep your hips level and square to the ground. For 2, 1, and now just switch legs. Take your left leg down, lift your right leg to the sky. Yes, there we go. So good, you guys. Drop your head down low. Relax your head and neck down. Tuck your chin in a little bit. So good, you guys. Keep that deep, relaxed breath here for 3, for 2, for 1. Take your right foot back to the back of your mat. Yes. Now take your right knee down. Untuck your toes. And then on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky, coming into your low lunge. Yes, there we go. So a nice little counter stretch for your right hip. Now interlace your thumbs. Inhale to extend your spine. And then exhale, get a nice little back bend. Just go to where it feels good. Keep your core engaged and look up for 3. Here you go, for 2, for 1. Reach back up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to frame your left foot, straighten out your left leg, half splits. Once again, here we are. We're not gonna be here as long this time. Just a few more deep breaths. I know I'm making you guys move your blocks all around. Your hands never actually have to touch the ground. As long as you feel a stretch and you can keep the length, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, couple more breaths. Very good. Slowly start to rebend into your left knee. Okay, take the blocks to the front of your mat once again. Yeah, so just place them up there. Okay, come into your plank pose, however you want to get there. So taking your left foot back to meet your right, and take your vinyasa here. Slow and controlled, using muscle, or just meet us in down dog. You don't have to take a vinyasa. Or you can have a child's pose in the meantime if you would like. So just moving around all that energy. We just have one little standing series left, you guys. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, plant your foot in between your hands. There you go. So setting up for a high lunge. Come up to your finger pads. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Shoulders coming away from your ears. Now pull your belly in. And on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky for our high lunge. Sitting low into your left leg, making sure your knee is right. Your left knee is right above your left ankle. Inhale here. Then exhale, open up to your warrior 2. Take your left arm forward, your right arm back. Your back heel goes down. And now take your arms down for a moment. Make sure your front heel is in line with your back arch, okay? Open up your hips towards the right side of the room, sinking low into your left knee. Tuck your tailbone, shoulders away from your ears. Lift your heart to the sky, and then take your arms straight up. So powerful fingertips. Everything is super strong, muscle to bone, but your face is relaxed. Your jaw is really relaxed. Your breath is deep in this pose. Very good. Now straighten out your left leg. Let's come into triangle pose. Inhale to shift towards the front of the room. And then exhale, tick-tock your hands perpendicular to the floor. Taking your left hip back towards the back of your space. So just tilting your hips back a little bit. So left hip back, there we go. Keeping your side bodies long. Taking your left hip back kind of helps to get your side bodies a little bit longer. Yeah, so taking that hip back a little bit. There you go. And arm comes straight up to the sky. Couple more breaths here. Open up your heart towards the sky for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back into your warrior 2. Yes, we're just here for a couple more breaths. Shoulders coming away from your ears. Sitting low. Keep your back leg super engaged. Pull muscle to bone in your right leg. Very good. For 3. Keep your heart lifted. Keep your core engaged. For 2. For 1. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Now walk your hands about a foot in front of your left foot, taking your right leg up to the sky. Standing split. So grab your blocks. There you go. Relax your head down low and lift your right leg up to the sky, but keep your hips square to the ground. Pull muscle to bone in your right leg to keep it super tight here. For 3, you got it. For 2, relax your head down low. For 1, and switch legs. Take your right foot down, lift your left leg up to the sky. So good, you guys. Kicking through your heel here. For 3, you got it. For 2, 1. Take your left foot back to the back of your mat. There we go. So grab your blanket if you need it for your knee, and then take your left knee down. Untuck your toes, and on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. There we go. Low lunge. And now interlock your thumbs and get a nice little back bend here to where it feels really nice. And see if you can look up for 3. Keep your core super tight and engaged. For 2, 1. Slowly come back to center, reach up to the sky, and then exhale your hands to frame your right foot. Straighten out your right leg, shifting your hips back over your left knee, half splits. So just straighten out your right leg, yeah. Here we go. With every inhale, lengthen everything out. And then exhale to fold low. Relax your head down. Your breath is super deep. Take your right hip back a little bit. Couple more breaths. Good. Slowly start to rebend into your right knee. Remove your blocks. Okay. Let's tuck your left toes and take your left foot to meet your right foot. Coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Very good. Inhale to lengthen everything out. Exhale to fold. Now take your big toes to touch, your heels to touch. Bend your knees 90-degree angle, okay? Now don't move your legs on an inhale. Reach your arms up to the sky, coming into chair pose. So taking your upper body back a little bit, but keeping your weight super low. Oh my gosh, you guys look awesome. All right, look up for 3. Reach up for 2, 1. Inhale, stand up, reach up to the sky and get a back bend. And then exhale, swan dive, bring it back down. We're almost done, you guys. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come up halfway. Then exhale to step back to your plank position, top of a push-up. Inhale to shift over your toes. Exhale your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes and slowly lower using core strength and upper body strength. All right, interlace your fingers at your lower back once again. Press your palms together. Then on an inhale, lift your chest away from the earth. Use your back strength to lift. And now try to straighten out your arms and open up your heart towards the front of the room. Keep your neck long. Toss your feet into the mat for 3. You got it. For 2, 1. And slowly lower. Take your left ear to the mat. Release your arms by your side. Take some deep breaths here. Very good, and let's all meet in our downward facing dog pose. So we just have one little hard thing left, which is our peak pose, our dancer pose. that everything we've done is working up towards. So we're all going to just meet in downward facing dog, taking some deep breaths here, relaxing your head down, relax your neck, just resetting your spine, and then start to walk your hands towards your feet, towards the back of your mat, hands to feet. And just relax here for a moment, grab opposite elbows if that suits you, maybe interlacing your fingers behind your head or behind your back to open up your heart. Whatever feels good, and just have a nice little bend into your knees, putting more weight into the balls of your feet here. A couple more deep breaths. Good, and then release your hands to the mat and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. I want your head to be the last piece of the puzzle, so relax your head down low the whole time. Your head is super heavy all the way up. Doesn't that feel good? And then roll your shoulders back and down, tucking your tailbone. All right, let's do our dancer pose. So take your right hand out like you're going to carry a tray. And then kick your right heel into your right glute. Yes, okay. And then take your hand straight back to grab the inside of your foot, so the big toe side. Yes, so don't twist your hand, just go straight back and grab your foot. And then take your left arm to face the front of the room. So you can stay right here. You're working on balance and strength right here, okay? If you want to go further, you can start to kick into your hand, tilting forward, but keeping your upper body as lifted as you can, coming into your dancer pose. Our beautiful Michelle up here is in teacher training, so if you want to know what it looks like, that's what it's supposed to look like. Yes, and kick, 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 and lift for 3. You got to kick into your hands as hard as you can. For 2, for 1, and slowly release. Take your hands to your heart. Take a couple deep breaths. All right, let's do the other side. Take your left hand out like you're going to carry a tray and kick your left heel into your left glute, okay? Take your hand straight back to grab the inside of your right foot. Take your right palm to face the front of the room. All right, inhale here, and then exhale, start to kick into your hand, tilting forward, but keeping your upper body as lifted as you can and keeping your hips square towards the front of the room. And breathe deep. Keep your right hand super strong and active here for 3. Beautiful, you guys. Try to make this teardrop shape with your body. For 2, 1, and release. Very good. Take your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Palms touch above your head. Exhale to swan dive. Bring it back down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen everything out. Halfway lift. Exhale to plant your hands and start to walk your hands towards the front of your mat, coming into a downward facing dog pose. So this is our last down dog of the day. So just make it count. Biceps coming forward, away from your ears, shoulders relax down. Feel that engagement right under your shoulder blades. A couple more breaths. Good, now take your knees to the mat. Coming into a tabletop position. So your knees right under your hips, wrists right under your shoulders. On an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your chest, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone for cow pose. And then exhale to round your spine. Tuck your chin into your chest like an angry cat. Very good. Inhale, drop your belly. Open up your heart towards the front of the room for cow pose. And then exhale to round your spine. So make sure that your hips stay above your knees. Inhale, drop your belly. Open up your chest. And exhale to round your spine. Very good. Then come to a neutral spine. Inhale your right arm up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach your right arm up. Then on an exhale, thread your right arm under your left arm, taking your right shoulder and your right ear down to the mat. Yeah, there you go. And then walk your left fingertips towards the front of the room. So getting a nice little back stretch here. Deep breath. Very good. And then slowly put weight into your left hand and reach your right arm back up to the sky. Getting a nice little counter twist. And then take your right arm down to meet your left. Inhale your left arm up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach up tall. And then exhale, thread your right arm under, your left arm under your right arm, taking your left shoulder, your left ear to the mat, and then start to walk your right fingertips towards the front of your space. So just breathe into sensation, letting oxygen help open up the spaces that are tight in your back or in your shoulders. Good, and then put weight into your right hand. Reach your left arm up to the sky for a little counter twist. Very good, and then take your left hand down, tabletop position. Okay, set your hips to your heels and just take your legs out in front of you. So coming to a seat. Now take your legs out wide. So it looks like we all have space. There we go. All right, inhale, reach up to the sky. And then exhale, just start to tilt forward to where you feel sensation, okay? And then drop everything down. So dropping your head down low. Keep your feet active. Your feet are super flexed here. And just go to where it feels nice. You know, don't overstretch it. Don't push it to where you're grimacing. You know, just let it feel good. Let it be therapeutic. So stretchier people aren't necessarily happier, healthier people. So yoga is just meant to be therapeutic, to help open up circulation in your body. So it doesn't matter how far you can go or what it looks like. Couple more deep breaths. Good, and then slowly come up. Take both of your feet together in front of you. Inhale your arms up to the sky, and then exhale, fold up. So again, just go to where it feels nice. Good, and slowly come up. And then slowly come all the way onto your backs. We're just going to do one more final little twist, open up all those energy centers along our spine. So take your right knee and squeeze it into your chest and releasing your fingers right at your calf. Yeah, so squeeze it in tight. And then take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, drag it across your body towards the left side of the room, and reach to your right side with your right hand. I know I just said a lot. So just dragging your right knee towards the left side of the room. So other way, Jerry. So take this hand to the outside and then take it over this way. Yeah. So breathing is super deep here. Just opening up your lower back. That's so neglected throughout the day. We don't get enough circulation in there. So don't be scared to roll into your left side body to get more of a twist. Good, and then slowly come back to center. Take your right knee and squeeze it in tight for 3, for 2, for 1, and then release it to the end of your mat. Now take your left knee into your chest. So getting a nice little compression in your side. And then release your left arm straight out to the left. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee and then drag it to the right side of the room. Your gaze goes to the left. And you should be feeling a really nice twist in your back and in your spine. If it doesn't really feel great, just weigh me down and I'll help you out. Good, and slowly come back to center, taking your left knee into your chest. Very good, and then release your left leg to the end of your mat. Now take both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice final little squeeze here in front side compression for 3, for 2, for 1, and then release to the ends of your mat for our final most important pose, our Shavasana. So have your palms face up. Let your toes splay away from your body. And just come back to your intention in this moment. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. I have some meditation oil for you guys. If you're not interested, just turn one of your palms down onto the floor. Please stay here as long as you can, just to let all the benefits of your work integrate into your body and into your spirit. Okay, my name is Casey. It was my pleasure to lead you guys today. Please stay here as long as you can. The highest and brightest in me recognizes and bows to the highest and the brightest in each and every one of you. In the name of the highest good, namaste.